In 2024, playing the PlayStation 2 feels like a breath of fresh air. You don't have to deal with any of the stumbling blocks of the modern consoles, so no big updates, you don't have to wait hours for the install, no microtransactions, no live service pressure, just pure, uninterrupted gaming the way it was meant to be. One of the best ways to play PlayStation 2 right now is through the incredible SSX emulator, which just got a big update. It became much more accessible. Many more systems can run smoothly now, and the good news is you don't really have to have a top-tier rig to run plenty of the games. It's not perfect, but in some respects, many games look even better on SSX than they ever did on the original hardware, thanks to improved resolution, visual tweaks. There's even skin and texture mods that you can throw in there. I do still have my original PlayStation 2, which I modded earlier this year with a hard drive so I could play my whole collection without swapping discs, but without a good upscaler. For modern TVs, it's pretty tough to get that crisp look. So for me, I mainly am playing my games on the SSX. Was able to get my old saves over there. Plus, you have save states, faster loading times, you can fast forward stuff. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it. And in the video today, I want to talk about a handful of the PlayStation 2 games that I really like, that I've been playing, and I think are really awesome things to try here in 2024. The first up, SSX Tricky. I've been sprinkling this footage in on the channel for a while now. This is one of the most beloved snowboard games of all time. Way over the top tricks, an amazing soundtrack, awesome arcade-like gameplay that really holds up, offering fast, fun action that rewards mastering the trick system, learning the tracks. There's tons of iconic characters here that I wish Sony would bring back. Eddie, Mac, Elise, these things all still, I remember this vividly when I was younger. I love the original SSX. It was one of the PlayStation 2 early games that I played, and it still also holds up. But EA managed to do kind of the impossible where, yeah, it's an arcade game, it's not realistic, but you can still kind of get the feeling of carving a snowboard down the hill. It's just a ton of fun. Plus, this one has the unique tricky mechanic where you take the board off of your bindings, flip it around your head, do all sorts of stuff. And if you fill up the boost meter by doing all of these crazy tricks, you then have like the Uber trick system. It's very, very satisfying. Great soundtrack, tons of content here. And the best part is you can jump in this game, play 5 minutes, be fully happy, enjoy it, and then take a break. Or you can put hours into it. It's kind of just that perfect snowboarding game. Gran Turismo 4 is, I think the best racing game ever made. This is a masterpiece. The physics and the handling model are still incredibly impressive to this day, making it one of the best driving experiences on the PlayStation 2. Plus, they nailed progression in this better than any other title in the series. I play a lot of Gran Turismo 7. I played a lot of Gran Turismo 5. I played GT3. GT4 gives you a real sense of progression as you unlock and upgrade cars. It's really meaningful. It's challenging to scrape together the money to buy your next car as a privateer to then enter that next race. It's perfect and it's great for the grind, but not over the top. It's also one of the best showcases of what the PlayStation 2 can do. You can go on your original PlayStation 2 and output 1080i with this game. That's how forward and ahead of the curve this thing was. You've got really detailed car models, realistic environments, and no, it's not the physics model of today. If you go and you play it, it's not going to be anywhere near as realistic as like a Gran Turismo 7 or an ACC or something like that, but it's still really fun, and it's close enough in many ways on a controller to feel good. And what you're seeing here is the retexture mods. So Gran Turismo 4 has a pretty big scene behind it, and you can get a UI mod, which is what you see for the HUD, and then textures for the cars, the license plates, and you throw this all into SSX, and you get a game that looks magnificent. I gotta share this story, but it has a great photo mode in it. And this is a photo I took on Gran Turismo 4 when I was like a teenager. I mean, it's insane to me how cool the PlayStation 2 is and how cool Gran Turismo 4 just fits in there. If you ever want to play an amazing racing game, GT4 is a fantastic place to start. Metal Gear Solid 2 stands up to this day, and it looks fantastic on SSX. Now, I will say, if you can get your hands on the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for the PlayStation 3, that is my preferred way to play the game. The recent Master Collection had a bunch of issues and problems, whereas the old HD collection on the PS3 is really good. It actually won Best HD Remake of 2011 from Team Xbox. It's a phenomenal way to play the game. But on PCSX 2, it's honestly not that much different if you've got the settings set up correctly. It plays great, and if you've never tried an MGS game, let me try and sell you. A, it's one of the best series of all time, but B, it is so timely. The story of Metal Gear Solid 2 was way ahead of the game, and it's mind-blowing to me, without giving any spoilers, how ahead of the curve Kojima was with his predictions. Now, it's a lot of cutscenes, it's got a complex, multi-layered plot, it's a very cinematic presentation, it pushes the boundaries of storytelling, it breaks the fourth wall. These games are really cool, and if you've never played them, I would say MGS1 on the PlayStation 1 is a great place to start if you want to understand the story without being overly confused. You can also watch a YouTube recap if you want. MGS3 also is here. I think I enjoy it more than MGS2 just from a fun perspective, but I respect MGS2 a whole bunch more. The stealth mechanics, the gadgets, the deep gameplay systems still feel polished. They're very engaging. It's kind of brilliant how much depth Kojima put into this game. There's Easter eggs and things that you could play this game 20 times and not see some of the dialogue or understand some of the ridiculously realistic mechanics that they've thrown in here. This is a masterpiece, and I still think it's a must play for anybody. I had to throw a fighting game in here. Tekken 5 is so good. By many, it's considered one of the best, if not the best entries in the franchise. There's just a ton of content here. The graphics are insane. I'm not a Tekken player, I am a Street Fighter player, but I would really like to get into Tekken. I would really like to learn. And what I like so much about Tekken 5 is, without really any knowledge, you can hop into arcade or story mode, have a good time. There is a training system. They've got a command list that teaches you some of the moves. In many ways, it was just really, really ahead of the fighting game scene at the time. And it's so iconic. To me, Tekken and PlayStation are so interwoven, at least back in the early days. When I see this game, my mind goes back to being younger, seeing this on a demo disc or at a kiosk or something in a store and just being like, how on earth does this device push those kind of graphics? And it's still really great, still an awesome fighting game worth trying. I loved the ATV Offroad Fury games when I was younger because you could go and just explore the map in a free roam, and it was fantastic. ATV Offroad Fury 2 is one of those games I just remember so well. Sick soundtrack, fun gameplay. You'll note here in the video, it looks like it's not working or not compatible with PCSX 2. That's actually my issue. If you've got it in the GSDX hardware mode, it doesn't work. But if you throw it into the software mode on PCSX 2, you can play it. This is one of those things where the PCSX 2 wiki has a full set of details about all versions of the games and what's playable and what the compatibility issues are. So highly recommend this game if you're looking for a chill, just fun kind of racing exploration game. Another Kojima game, Zone of the Enders 2. If you like action games, if you like mecha, if you like anime, or any three of those things all together, it's a really fun, crazy experience. Awesome music, very fun, cool gameplay. The visuals are awesome. This one does have an HD collection on the PS3, so if you've got a PS3, keep that in mind. It's really pretty, it plays fine. I don't know what the reception was of the PS3 version, but I love this game. I didn't play much of Zone of the Enders 1. I've only played like halfway through the Zoe 2 a couple of times, but each time I'm like, this is really, really cool. It's not platinum tier when you get down to nitpicking the gameplay, but it's just got the vibes. You know, the cutscene style and the Kojima cinematic aesthetic mixed with like over-the-top mecha. I just love it. I wish we got more in this universe. I wish there was like a PlayStation 5 Zone of the Enders title because it just seems like awesome timing, but yeah, this game is really, really fun. I highly recommend it. And that's a really good spot right here. I will cover more down the road. If you all enjoy this, let me know with a like. There's just such a huge PS2 library and plenty of games from my childhood I absolutely love and that play so well on PCSX2 these days. And if you want to know more about games on original hardware versus PCSX2, I want you to check out Lost Saves video. He posted a massive deep dive on so many games, how they play on the two different versions, and what is the most optimal way to enjoy the different games. So thanks very much. I hope everybody has a great start to your week, and I will see you again on Wednesday.